Okay, we're here with Tony.
Hello.
And she has this mare over here named Jet.
The sorrel one.
And why don't you tell me a little bit about her and your history with her?
Okay. Well, I've had her for 14 years, and she's 23 now. And I got her from a young woman, 21, 22-year-old, that had her for 6 years and pretty much just used her for trail riding. I did observe her when I went out to look to buy her. I mean, the gal was in a large outdoor arena, and she demonstrated jet cantering and, you know, weaving in and out of poles and around things and so forth, and she's a beautiful mover. I got into horses kind of late, and so my skills were really lacking, but I felt she was safe enough for me, and she turned out to be, yes. I had a lot of lessons, and eventually I got real busy the last 2-3 years because I was going to make a move, sell my house and move down here. So she was pretty much sitting idle in a large area with a couple of other geldings. And I didn't get to her very often at all, hardly at all. And my sister's daughter, an adult daughter, came from California just a few weeks ago and rode her in the round pen, I think it was. And this gal has a lot of experience riding, many years. She's like 32, has been riding since she was maybe 12. Anyway, she went to transition from a trot to a canter, and lo and behold, Jet started bucking. So I'm hoping to get some help from you with this.
Have you ever cantered her yourself?
I have not myself.
Okay.
I just, you know, my skills, I'm a slow learner with horses, I think. And I just go on trails, and I'm not interested in, you know, progressing to that point. So I've mostly walked and trotted with her.
Okay.
I've had, along the way though, I've had other people ride her, and they have cantered her.
Oh, they have?
And I've observed that.
And she didn't act up at all then?
She only crow hopped one time. I had a gal on her, and she was kind of walking out, and the girl, I believe, asked her to trot. And all of a sudden, I look at Jet, and she's going rung, rung a couple times, and the girl actually came off.
How long ago was that?
About maybe 4 years ago.
Okay.
That's the one and only time I ever saw her act up.
Do you think there was some other factor involved? Was there something that scared her, or
No,
do you know?
There wouldn't have been anything around that would have scared her at all.
Okay. What other kind of things can you do with her? Can you work a gait? Can you back her up? Can you side pass or any of that kind of thing? Or have you just been going down the trail?
Pretty much just down the trail.
Okay. Yeah. And do you have any trouble catching her ever?
Oh, a little bit. She's just a little bit of a stinker, but it's not really excessive. But she might, you know, a couple times kind of walk away from me, not running or anything like that. And I go, okay, come on, we're going to play this game, you know. But
how long does it take you to catch her?
To catch her? I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. And I think I understood that sometimes you had trouble getting her in a trailer. Is that right?
Yeah. Not impossible, but I'd have to, you know, I would lead her up there, and she'd stop, she'd smell and so forth, and I would take a step in, but she wouldn't. It was clear she wasn't going to, so I would just keep my calm and get out and walk her around, try it again. She wouldn't do it a second time. Maybe on the third or fourth, she would go right in.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't send her in. I would walk in, and she would follow.
Okay. And then there was one occasion, I think, when you came off, the saddle was loose, or she got spooked or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really seen her spook very much at all, but in this Yeah, she got spooked. We were going out for a trail ride, and there was something that scared her. Husband opened up the garage door, and it made some noise, and she wasn't used to that. So she swung around to look at it, and I didn't have the saddle tight enough. So I
Okay.
immediately was hanging off the side of her. And I thought, I'm not getting up this way, no way. So I thought my only option is take my feet out of the stirrup and just drop to the ground, which is kind of a
Okay.
long ways on her. She's tall,
Yeah.
but I wasn't hurt or anything. She's, always been just what I ask her to do. I don't feel unsafe at all. I only ask her to walk and trot. That's it. And I
Okay.
feel safe with that.
Um, when you're riding her, do you have any trouble getting her to stop? Or
I did for a long, long time, and other people did as well. She'd always take like 3 steps more,
uh
given.
when you lead her, do you ever have any problems leading her? Does she get pushy or anything?
Oh, um, yeah, she's a big horse, so she kind of, I look over and then she's, about a head, half a head in front.
This is not a bad horse. It's just an untrained horse. The problem is you can't have adequate control of an untrained horse. If something spooks the horse, you have to have adequate control to stay safe. When that bad thing happens, they don't have the ability to correct the problem. This horse is similar to ones that people ride every day. While walking down the trail, they feel perfectly safe until something bad happens. When a horse reacts to something, it can happen very quickly. That's why it's important to already have the training in place. It's also important for the rider to recognize potential problems before they occur. Not every problem can be prevented, but the likelihood of being injured can be greatly reduced. The first step is to gain the horse's respect. Without that respect, they'll never see you as the leader. I gained this horse's respect by moving her feet.
She's, always been just what I ask her to do. I don't feel unsafe at all.
I don't mean just running her in circles. That leaves her with too much control. When I start her moving, stop her, or change directions is when she starts giving me more respect. I don't want to frighten her, I just want to make her do some work. Not enough work means no respect, but too much work means resentment. It's important to pay attention to her attitude. What I want is for her to give in, but not get mad. I don't want her to get tired. I just want her to relax and keep thinking. I'm going to bring her in and let her breathe a little bit. This is where connection begins. She's already learning that the wrong thing is difficult and the right thing is easy. I'm doing this exercise with the saddle and a bit because in part 2 I'm going to be riding her. I want her to already have the feel of the tack that I'm going to be using. I want her to feel that being with me in a respectful way is a good thing. I'm giving her a place where she can feel safe and relaxed. The safe and easy horsemanship method is based on the mind. The mind controls the body, and the body will do whatever the mind tells it to do. Notice that I'm not petting her and spoiling her. If I did that, it would reduce her respect for me. That's one of the reasons we're working at liberty in the beginning. It gives her less ability to challenge me, and it's also less likely to cause anxiety or feeling claustrophobic. Connection in the right way forms a bond. It forms a true relationship. It shouldn't be confused with positive reinforcement. With positive reinforcement, a horse just does things for you because they want you to give them something. It's not because they see you as the leader. When she looks away, I have to refocus her attention on me. If I'm going to be her leader, she needs to depend on me to protect her. A short, desensitizing pat on the neck is in order before I put the halter on her. This is the first time I've touched her since we began working today. The next step is softening. If a horse isn't soft and supple, they can't be controlled very easily. I gave her a pat on the neck as a reward, but that reduced her respect for me. That's one of the most common problems that horse owners make. Too much rewarding and rewarding at the wrong time causes disrespect. For a horse to be safe, they need to respond quickly and easily to your cues. If they're tense and bracy, they won't do this. Also, if they don't see you as the leader, when something bad happens, they're more likely to respond in a negative manner rather than following your instruction. Connection is not just following me around. It's reading my body language and my intentions. Here again, not showing enough respect reduces your control. When she's not showing adequate respect, it's time to go back to work for a few minutes. She's saying, "I don't want to work." And I'm saying, "You have to work some more." She then expresses her discontent by shaking her head at me. I tell her that's the wrong answer. You're going to need to work even harder.
When you lead her, do you ever have any problems leading her? Does she get pushy or anything?
Oh, yeah, she's a big horse, so she kind of, I look over and then she's, about half a head in front.
I don't mind her being close to me. The distance is not important. What's important is her demeanor. As long as she's respectful and relaxed, I'm good with that. I've had people ask me why I do voiceover rather than speaking directly to viewers. It's because the horse and I are talking to each other. We're speaking body language. It can be very subtle, and it often requires an instant response. I demand the horse's full attention, and she deserves mine.
Do you have any trouble catching her ever?
Oh, a little bit. She's just a little bit of a stinker, but it's not really excessive. But she might, a couple times kind of walk away from me, not running or anything like that. And I go, okay, come on, we're going to play this game, but
How long does it take you to catch her?
to catch her? I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 minutes.
Catching her will never be a problem again. When using pressure and release, I apply pressure when she's doing the wrong thing and release the pressure when she's doing the right thing. I don't mind if she glances around a little bit from time to time. That's normal. All of this groundwork will have a direct effect on how she reacts when I ride her tomorrow. Softening is a continuing process. I apply as little pressure as possible, but as much as necessary. As soon as she gives to the pressure, I release it. I always try to make her a little lighter and softer than the time before. Desensitizing is a very important part of having a safe horse. I like to desensitize a horse as much as possible in all the areas. I can always come back later when they're relaxed and resensitize the areas that are important. Smooth, rhythmic motion is always less frightening than fast, choppy motion. To communicate with the horse, they have to be thinking, not reacting. The lower their anxiety level, the easier it is to communicate. My goal is to keep the horse relaxed. I know that it's popular with a lot of trainers to be more aggressive with desensitizing. They approach a horse until they start reacting, then they continue whatever it is they're doing until the horse relaxes. I'm not disputing that this can work. However, for myself, I prefer that the horse never gives a negative reaction. I'm not saying that you should be too gentle. Sneaking around a horse is the wrong thing to do. That'll just make them worse. I just get better results when I start out lightly. That way, as I increase the pressure, the horse's anxiety is not compounded. I like to be able to put a horse where I want them to be, and I want them to understand that they should stay there until I tell them otherwise. To do this, they have to focus on me. If they're looking around at other things, they're going to get distracted and forget what it is they're supposed to be doing. Pressure and release used again means pressure, take one step back, release pressure. Pressure, take one step back, release pressure. In time, with more practice, this can be done more smoothly with less pressure. Even at a distance, I want her to be as calm and relaxed as she is when she's close to me. Her head is down, she's licking and chewing. She's relaxed and happy that she's found a leader. If I quit at this point, she'll be looking forward to another session tomorrow.